Well, ho, 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 everybody. Merry Christmas. This is the FastHeartMart podcast. I'm FastHeartMart, your host, and with the most. And this is the Christmas special of my podcast. And I guess I'll play a song as everybody's getting in. I hope people are out there. I hope this thing's live. Let me just make sure it's live. I have a bad feeling like something's gone wrong already. So it's been another wacky Mercury retrograde with things just randomly going wrong. Had another car issue this week. I think I fixed it pretty quick. It's like whack-a-mole. Just problems come up and I try to fix them as fast as possible these days because, looks like it's live. Let me know if you're watching out there. Let me know in the chat. I'm going to play a song as everybody's getting in. That's my Christmas tree. Thanks, Mom, for sending me a Christmas tree. I don't know if you could see it, but that's it right there. I have a tip sign right there for Venmo. You can Venmo me. Or below in the description, there is links for tips. And please like this video right now as you're watching and subscribe to my channel. Leave some great comments. You can leave negative comments too if you want. That's fine. I think any comments is better than no comments. A lot of negative comments lately from some old friends that don't like me anymore, apparently. So, Merry Christmas to those people. It's weird, man. It's a weird world. So, all right, I'm going to play a song called I'll Be Home for Christmas. This is Gary Reed's out there that says Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Gary Reed. Up there in San Luis Obispo. I think that's where he is. This song's called I'll Be Home for Christmas, and it's my favorite Christmas song of all time because the last line is, I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. Because, as we all know, hopefully we do by now, home is where the heart is. So it doesn't matter if you're in a place for Christmas or not, as long as you're home in your heart, then that's all that's important. Hey, looks like C. Cole is here. Hey, Martin. I'm awake. I think that's Cynthia Coleman, maybe? Or was it Coleman? Who knows? Well, Gary Reed says, raining like Santa Claus up there in San Luis Obispo, where he's at. All right, here we go. As everybody gets in, I'll play another song. I know it started out slow. This podcast is just supposed to make you feel comfortable and make you feel like you're not alone in this strange world that we're in. It's getting stranger every day. I'll be home for Christmas. You can plan on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents under the tree. 'Cause Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. I'll be home for Christmas. You can plan on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents under the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. Well, I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. All right, thank you very much. Some of you will be glad to know that I forgot my clap track today, so there's not going to be clapping or laughing. So if you want to put a clap in the chat section, that'd be just as good, or better, I guess, maybe for some people that are annoyed with the clap track. It looks like Dennis Driscoll's here. Hey, Dennis, thanks for tuning in, bud. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Looks like my mom's here, my dad's here. Hey, Mom and Dad. I thanked you for this Christmas tree earlier, Mom. I don't know if you were here at the beginning, but thanks for the Christmas tree. This little Christmas tree is cute. I don't know if you can see it that well on the camera, but it's the perfect Christmas tree for me because I'm a pretty much a minimalist. I'm a lifelong bachelor at this point. I don't need much stuff around my house, and so that Christmas tree is just gonna go just in a tiny little bag for the rest of the year, and then I'll bring it out for next year. It's battery powered even, which is cool. So, anyways, so yeah, this is the holiday Christmas special, and I'm gonna rant a little bit about some things as always. And I don't think my rants are always negative. They're not supposed to be negative necessarily. They're just supposed to be something to make people feel less alone in the craziness. That's all. That's what this whole podcast is supposed to be about. That's what my whole life is supposed to be about. As a musician and an artist, I just like to make people feel less alone in their weirdness, because we're all very strange in our own ways, whether we admit it or not, or whether we ever really live our own true selves. It's harder to sometimes, because we get judged. But Christmas is strange. It's a strange time because there's a lot of reasons. Let me figure out where I'm going to start, okay? Obviously, we know what Christmas is right now, right? It's a lot to do with Santa Claus, right? We got Santa Claus, we got a Christmas tree. Then we got, supposedly Jesus was born on December 25th. We have the solstice, which is tomorrow, the winter solstice, which is a very pagan tradition, amongst many. I mean, all the indigenous people of the world were always in tune with the cosmos, and winter solstice was very crucial to them. They had to know how much longer they had for winter, what's going on and stuff. So, I think what we have now is a conglomeration of all of them, and I'm not sure if that was done on purpose or not. I kind of think it was. I think Santa Claus is competing with Jesus, and Jesus and Santa Claus are both competing with the winter solstice. And I think the Christmas tree was originally pagan. That was a pagan tradition. And I think even Santa Claus was somewhere in there too. Santa Claus apparently was in the indigenous cultures of Europe and of like Scandinavia and stuff. I heard Santa Claus was originally a guy who gave out psychedelic mushrooms, and that's where the red and the white comes from, is because these red and white mushroom caps. And people were really into psychedelic mushrooms way back in the day, especially when they were very bored during the winter months, which I can understand lately, to be honest. I've just been like, man, maybe I need to do some mushrooms or something, because it's just kind of weird. You just feel like when the sun starts to go down so early in the day, you just get to this place where you're like, what am I supposed to do now? Like when it's so dark all the time, you just kind of sit there and because I try to get my lights out early anyway, because for my sleep patterns and stuff, which, by the way, anybody who's been paying attention to the past podcast episodes, my sleep has been so much better lately, and I think it's because I just get up and drink a couple gulps of water and then take the covers off and meditate myself back to sleep. And usually within 30 minutes, I'm back to sleep. And I've been sleeping like full 7 to 8 hours. So thank God for that. Literally thank God. I've been praying for good sleep, and I think it's coming back on the regular. So you'll be happy to know that. But just imagine being an indigenous person living in harmony with the planet, which would be great in some ways, I think. Um, and in this time of year, you're probably pretty bored. And so I think they did psychedelic mushrooms, and this guy would come by, I think on the solstice, winter solstice, and bring you psychedelic mushrooms. And it was Santa Claus. That's what I understand. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I've heard from pretty good sources. I'm not going to name my sources because I don't even know who they are at the moment, but it makes sense to me because where else does Santa Claus come from? And this episode is going to be maybe not children friendly. I should have said that earlier. And that I'm going to talk about Santa Claus and whether Santa Claus is real, right? And some people don't want their kids knowing whether Santa Claus is real or not. And I'm going to respect that. I've never had children of my own, so I don't know personally what that must feel like to have to decide whether you're going to tell your kids about Santa Claus or not. I would like to think as a parent, I would tell them there is no such thing as Santa Claus. It's a big conspiracy that people want you to believe in for some reason. And okay, I'll just say it now. This is something I've been listening to. My flat earth friends have been saying lately is that, and I have some friends who are flat earthers and they're very reasonable people. Just calm down, everybody. I'm not saying I'm flat earther. I'm agnostic on the subject like I'm agnostic on so many subjects. But the thing is, they don't want you thinking about the North Pole. Whoever thinks that, like we landed on the moon in 1969 and all that stuff, they don't want you really thinking about the North Pole. And the way you can do that is like at an early age, you lie about Santa Claus. And then when you find out Santa Claus isn't real, you're like, what? Why isn't Santa Claus real? And what else isn't real? And then you don't really think about the North Pole that much anymore because you're like, well, it doesn't matter because it's just the North Pole. Nothing's up there. Nobody's up there. But the North Pole is actually very significant. That's where Solaris is, the star, North Star. And there's a lot of weird energetic things that happen in the North Pole, especially according to my flat Earth friends. I'll just say that. And when you conflate Santa Claus with Jesus, not only do you lose faith in Santa Claus, then you lose faith in Jesus at the same time. So I personally think what we experience here every year is an assault on our belief system of like, oh, it's okay to pretend that Santa Claus is real, but don't talk about Jesus that much because that's going to offend some people because everybody doesn't believe in Jesus. And that's okay. And it is okay. But it's also okay not to believe in Santa Claus and to tell your kids, hey, it's a big lie. And I don't want to lie to you, kid, because it's going to set up a bad precedent for me. I don't want to lie to you at an early age like this unless I really have to, and I don't have to lie about this. Just because you're going to go tell your friends that Santa Claus isn't real. Who cares, man? Like really, that's where my mind goes on Christmas time every year, pretty much. Furthermore, as we were saying, the sun, goes down earlier, and that's an assault on our psyche too. We get depressed when the sun goes down earlier, and we need to rest more. And it's just it's a big assault on our psyche. We're just like already run down, and then we're expected to like hang out with all these people on Christmas or around Christmas and the holidays and be cheerful and stuff. And it's like, I'm actually feeling really chill right now. I'm feeling very mellow. Like I don't want to talk much at all. I want to do some mushrooms and just sit in my apartment. I'm kidding about the mushrooms, of course. Mushrooms have never been like all that fun for me. But that's another story. And I think that's what it is. Like, why can't we have like our biggest holiday in the middle of the summer when we're all at our best and like ready to party? That would be cool. That'd be a lot of fun. All right, so I've ranted long enough about my issues with Christmas, I guess, and I'll play some songs. How's that? Looks like people have chimed in here too. My sister's here. My sister Michelle Stamper. Me and Zach are on here, Martin. It was Saint Nicholas from Germany. So yeah, there's Saint Nicholas as well from Germany, right? Which is another very far north country. I was there a couple years ago. Anyway, who knows? Who knows who Saint Nick is too? It's Santa Claus, and we probably never will sort this out, and we just keep going all round and round and acting like Christmas is, the most wonderful time of the year, which it's really fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like total Grinch and humbug about it. I enjoy it. Have some eggnog and see some people, but I don't know. I just think it's a psychological assault on a lot of us. Anyway. So that's what I'll say there. Just Rose is here. Just Rose. 'Tis the season for candles and silence. That's a good idea. Just Rose is always reminding me about candles. That's a good idea. I keep forgetting my candles. I have a bunch of candles. Candles, apparently, as according to her and some others, that they can help with seasonal affective disorder because you feel like when you're around a fire, it kind of takes the place of the sun, right? So try that if you have issues this time of year. And please don't worry about me. This is not a cry for help. I'm just completely transparent on this podcast. Anybody who's watched it before just knows that I just try to be completely transparent, even if it is awkward. I'm just, I don't know, man. I just feel called to do this. And by the way, I think I'm going to start doing this every other week instead of every week, starting in the new year. I'll let you know next week, but I think starting in the new year, I'm going to do every other week because I need more time for my my recordings and stuff. And I haven't, since I started doing this every week, my life has just gone like berserk. I have no time for anything, and I don't know why that is. I really don't. It's an hour every week, but then there's upload times and all this other stuff. So this might be my this year next year I might start going over every other week, just so you know. Okay. Well, let me just play a video of a song that I wrote a few years back. This one's called Merry Happy Everything to Everybody Everywhere. Because when, if you assume somebody's Christian and you say Merry Christmas, which is about Jesus, they might just say thank you, because they're not even Christian or they don't believe in Jesus. Maybe they're Satanists, which seems to be a lot more of those these days. I'm not exactly sure what that actually means, but anyway, this song's called Merry Happy Everything to Everybody Everywhere, and I did it with my friend Saki on the accordion. Check it out. Living in a world where everyone's a bear. This person is mad and that person don't care. If I say Merry Christmas this time of year, someone might get offended and say it's not fair. So I just say Merry Happy Everything to everybody everywhere. Merry Happy Everything to everybody everywhere. If a child asks me where babies come from, I'll just give them a blank stare. Change the subject to Santa Claus and ask if they believe if he's really there. Merry Happy Everything to everybody everywhere. Merry Happy Everything to everybody everywhere. I won't tell the Christmas tree is probably a pagan affair. And I love him, but Jesus wasn't born in December is a fact that I won't share. I just say Merry Happy Everything, everybody everywhere. Merry Happy Everything to everybody everywhere. Let's just get happy and be thankful. Have a day off with our loved ones to share. Vaccinated or not, dying from COVID is probably still really rare. So I just say really happy everything, everybody everywhere. Merry Happy Everything to everybody everywhere. Merry, happy, everybody, everywhere. Merry, happy, everybody, everywhere. All right. Well, it's not going to be perfect, but it was pretty good. All right, there goes that song. It's fun to watch those old videos I did. This year I didn't really make any holiday videos. I just haven't had the energy and the time. Been too busy working on this darn podcast. I feel like this podcast has simultaneously really given my life a source of joy and some direction and some meaning, but at the same time it's also ruined it. So cheers to that. My sister, she left some sunglasses emojis, and cheers to my sister. This is a non-alcoholic beer. As always, I drink non-alcoholic beers on my podcast. This one is called Brewdog. It's Elvis AF. It's a really good one. This is this is probably my favorite non-alcoholic beer besides the Lagunitas IPNA. So cheers to that. Everybody have a great holiday. What else was I going to say about Christmas and Jesus and stuff? Well, I don't think there's much else I was going to say. I'm going to play a song. I'll just play a song. I think there's probably going to be more songs than talking this episode, which, again, people might be more happy about that. I think a lot of people actually like my music more than they like me talking, but I'm not sure. My sister says, cheers, baby bro. Thanks, Sister Michelle. And this song's called Blue Christmas. I'm going to sing a song that was made famous by Elvis Presley. It's called Blue Christmas. You can actually hear this song on YouTube. I did it with my band too. There's a good video. I'll put a link in the description later. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be blue just thinking about you. Decorations are red under a green Christmas tree. Won't be the same if you're not here with me. When those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas white. I'll have a blue Christmas. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be blue just thinking about you. Decorations are red under a green Christmas tree. Won't be the same if you're not here with me. When those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas white. I'll have a blue Christmas. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas away. I have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. I have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. All right, thank you very much. Of course, I was doing my best Elvis impression there at the end of those verses. You know, Elvis died at 41 years old. He was 41 years old when he died, man. That guy did a lot of living, played a lot of music. He did a lot of good music. I'm a fan. I like Elvis Presley a lot. But it's really sad to think that he died the way he did at 41. You know, alone on a toilet, completely heartbroken, as far as I can understand. He was really lonely and heartbroken, and it just goes to show, and I wrote a lyric called, it was this, if money, fame, and women make you happy, then what the hell happened to Elvis Presley? You know, it's true. Why did he, you know, you got to think of that. Even though we all love Elvis Presley, all that stuff doesn't lead to happiness. You just got to be happy now with what you got. Even if you're like myself and you're living in a tiny apartment for 10 years and, I don't know, you're just getting by. I've had to learn to be like, well, I'm stoked to get out of bed today and go for a walk. Especially, you know, this year I've had so many friends that have been so sick, and it's terrible. It's terrible when your friends are sick, and that's terrible when I was sick. I had a surgery and stuff, and I had a major surgery done. And so when you don't have your health, you really appreciate when you have your health. And sometimes if you just have your health, you have a lot to appreciate. So God bless you, Elvis Presley. Rest in peace. Thanks for making that song famous so we have it something to enjoy. It's one of the best Christmas songs. It's one of the better ones. You know the number one Christmas song, speaking of Elvis Presley and heartbreaks and stuff, the number one, well, it's not the number one this year apparently, but Mariah Carey's song, All I Want for Christmas Is You, has been number one for a long time. And I like that song. I've never played it. I've wanted to work it up and just never have, but that song's been number one for a long time. But I guess Brenda Lee's version of Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree has beat it out this year, because now they're including all the streaming services and all the stuff that the kids are listening to on all these devices. So now we really get an idea of what everybody in the world is listening to. And I guess Brenda Lee's Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree is number one this year, that's great. That's good news, because All I Want for Christmas is just another sex-obsessed song that we live in this society where everybody just wants to have this significant other and be in a romantic relationship with their most, and don't get me wrong, I want that too, I do, but it's like an obsession. Let's just be honest. Everybody's so obsessed with it, and it's crazy. Anyway, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's a Christmas song called Blue Christmas. I'll do another song now of mine. I'm not playing a lot of my originals live because I don't remember how to play them. I'll write the song and learn how to play it, and then I forget it by the next year or so. This next song, I think I'll do one called SoCal Christmas. This is kind of an awkward one, and it's an awkward video too, so I hope you enjoy it. We're about halfway into this podcast. Keep the chats going. Let me know if you got any questions about anything I said, especially if you disagree. I love it when people disagree or heckle me. If there's any hecklers out there, go ahead and heckle me. I'm great with hecklers. That actually makes my show better usually. But here goes a song of mine called SoCal Christmas. Really awkward. I did it I think it was 2020 actually that I did this. The other day the bank teller asked me about my plans for Christmas. I told him I hadn't thought of it much, and I'll probably just wing it. 'Cause I am living in San Diego, where the weather's usually perfect. So I am dreaming of a sunny beach where I could spend a Southern California Christmas. sweet to have a lover to hug and give me kisses. But I don't have a lover, 'cause this dating scene's ridiculous. All my family lives back east, where it is usually frigid. So I am dreaming of a sunny beach where I could spend a Southern California Christmas. Though I love him and I believe in the teachings of Jesus, experts agree that he probably wasn't born on December 25th. But every time I bring that up, people think that I'm contentious. So I am dreaming of a sunny beach where I could spend a Southern California Christmas. I like the look of Christmas palm trees and all the colored lighting. But there's no cookies for Santa here because we're all low-fat dieting. But fish tacos are alright, 'cause they are so delicious. So now I'm dreaming of a sunny beach where I could spend a Southern California Christmas. Dreaming of a sunny beach where I could spend a Southern California. I am dreaming of a sunny beach where I could spend a Southern California. I am dreaming of a sunny beach where I could spend a Southern California Christmas. All right, Southern California Christmas by yours truly. Hope you enjoyed that song. It's a good song. It's all right. I should have played it on the guitar. I don't know why I played it on the banjo. I was strumming the banjo like it was a guitar, which is awkward. My sister asked a question, where is that beach? That is La Jolla Shores Beach, actually. And it's, if you couldn't tell, it was just that was a green screen shot. So I just superimposed myself over a photo. That's why nobody in the background was moving. But hopefully I didn't just give away my magic tricks. C. Cole just said, do you think it's better to meditate at 1:30 a.m. if you can't sleep or to watch a podcast? Well, if it's my podcast, it's better to watch my podcast and send in a Venmo tip too. If you send a Venmo tip, especially like the bigger the Venmo tip is, the better you'll sleep for the rest of the night. You'll probably sleep like, if you send a really substantial Venmo tip, you'll probably sleep so good, you will not regret it. But otherwise, if it's any other podcast, I'd say just meditate yourself to sleep instead of the podcast. Because that's the thing. I think when it comes to meditating myself to sleep, it's God's way of saying, hey, you need to really be meditating. And this is the perfect time for you to do it. And so it's a battle of just getting your mind to stop. You're laying there and you're just thinking, okay, I can do this. I can get my thoughts to stop. I'm just going to think about my breath, which is the only thing I actually have to do right now is breathe. Just going to think about the breath. And as soon as I just get locked in on my breath and only my breath, I go right into that peaceful state and then I'm out like a light. But it takes a while sometimes. It can take 30 minutes. And then sometimes it doesn't happen at all, and that's when I usually get up and have some whiskey. Just kidding. I don't do that. I've done it before, but I don't usually do that. I usually just get out of bed and get on with my day, and then hopefully by the next night, I'm so tired it knocks me out. There's a chemical, I can never remember the name of the chemical, but it builds up all day long. As soon as you wake up in the morning, this chemical, all the sleep experts talk about it, and so that's what happens there. Zach says it's nice to meet me. My sister's boyfriend, his name is Zach. Hey Zach, it's nice to meet you too. We've never actually met in person, so they're in Virginia, Virginia. And so are my parents. I think Cole's in Germany, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's why she's saying she's probably supposed to be sleeping right now. What is Germany, like 12 hours ahead? Something, maybe 9 hours or something like that. Yeah, it's supposed to be, it should be late there. I bet that is she's in Berlin, I think. That's the cool thing about this live stream podcast thing is that people from all over the world that I've met can tune in, and the people have tuned in. There was that one man that tuned in one day from, I think he was in Sweden in that time. That was cool. He never tuned in again. I guess he was disillusioned by the full-length podcast. He probably just likes my songs better, I guess, or something. And that's it. So, SoCal Christmas. Yeah, it's interesting spending Christmas in Southern California. If you've never done it, it's weird because it doesn't get really cold, and it's usually pretty sunny. And then when you put up these Christmas trees, it feels very forced. You're like, these don't even live here. We have palm trees here, and there is pine trees, of course. And it's just when I first moved here like 10 years ago, which is when I started that song actually. My first Christmas here, I was like, this is bizarre. And I thought, when you live in San Diego in Southern California, where do you go for vacation? It's weird. At first, it's weird. But after you've been here for 10 years, like myself, you learn the downsides of living in SoCal. And one of them is the social scene. It can be really lonely here. And I think I've mentioned this before, but I'm doing my best to do some traveling next year because this is crazy. I want to get back on the road. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a kind of a road dog. I like to be out on the road. I'm a traveling man. I'm a wandering dude. So, trying to get back on the road next year because I think I just feel better in my spirit. So, let me play a song live here. How about a song called, Frosty the Snowman? I'll play that one. What else is there left here? This is probably the slowest going, non-ranting podcast live stream I've done. Keep asking questions. That's fun. I want to hear some more questions from people because that's pretty entertaining, I guess. What else do I have? I have a song called What the Holiday Really Means that I wrote. And then I also have a song, The Night Before Christmas, which will probably be the last song today. I guess I'll do Frosty the Snowman next. I like this song, Frosty the Snowman. It's not just a Christmas song. It's just a wintertime song. But I think, like myself, Frosty the Snowman was a rambling man. That's why when it gets hot and stuff, he disappears. He's like a rambling man. That's like when things get too serious and heat up, he just hits the road. And I know what that's like. I guess a lot of us guys do know what that's like. I guess a lot of us people in general know what that's like. And by the way, I saw that Gary Reed had said it was Satan Claus that was causing the rain up in San Luis Obispo. So Satan Claus is pretty funny. Good one, Gary Reed. Is he still watching even? I think sometimes people just tune in at the beginning and then they leave, which is understandable. It's not a super upbeat broadcast here. It's just a chill. It's for people who want to chill and feel like they can hang out with a conspiracy theorist for an hour. Oh, God. Anyway, all right. Here, this song's called Frosty the Snowman. It's about a snowman who has to hit the road. Frosty the Snowman was a happy, jolly soul with his corncob pipe and his button nose and two eyes made out of coal. Frosty the Snowman was a fairy tale, they say, but the children know he was made of snow and he came to life one day. There must have been some magic and that old silk hat they found When they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. So Frosty the Snowman was alive as he could be, and the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me. Frosty the Snowman knew the sun was hot that day, so he said, let's run, let's have some fun before I melt away. Down to the village with the broomstick in his hand, running here and there and everywhere, saying, catch me if you can. Well, there must have been some magic and that old silk hat they found. When they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Frosty the Snowman was a happy, jolly soul, with his corncob pipe and his button nose and 2 eyes made out of gold. Frosty the Snowman had to hurry on his way, but he said goodbye, and please don't cry, I'll be back again someday. But he said goodbye, please don't cry, I'll be back again someday. See you, Frosty. See you later, bud. See you next time. Well, actually, Frosty's going to be around for a while still. You can sing that song until the spring, I think. So I don't, but you can. I've done it a little bit, but I don't recommend people sing it after Christmas because they think it's a Christmas song and they think you're weird. And you don't need people thinking you're weirder than you already are. So don't sing Frosty the Snowman after Christmas, even though you should be able to. Like a lot of things in our world, like men can go around topless, but women can't. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't think men have a problem with that. Who has a problem with that? So anyway, that's a whole nother topic. Maybe I'll have another podcast about that. No more questions out there, huh? That's good. That's fine. I guess I'll just keep on playing some songs. I got a couple more holiday songs here, like one that I wrote. This one's called What the Holiday Really Means. It's a song I wrote a long time ago, actually. I think I wrote this song, 13 years ago or something. And it's basically what I was talking about earlier, is like, what are we doing with this holiday? What? But it's really just a good excuse for everybody to get together and enjoy each other's company, right? That's a good thing. That's always a good thing. Everybody getting together, coming together in peace and having a good time, and hopefully having at least one day, a 24-hour period of peace and goodwill for everybody, for each other. So this song's called What the Holiday Really Means. It's with my band in Virginia. We were called the Fumblers. Well, they were called the Fumblers, and they were backing me up. It's a husband and wife, Daniel and Aaron, up there in Northern Virginia. And I don't know if they watch this podcast, but here they are. They're on this song with me playing at a studio in Northern Virginia. It was called Stairway East. With this guy named Pat used to run it. He was a cool guy, and I think he closed the studio now. But here's a song called I Know What the Holiday Really Means. This song is called What the Holiday Really Means, and we all know what it means, don't we? By now we do. is gone, and now it's time for Santa Claus. The winter chill is coming on. Some people get depressed this time of year, but maybe not if they hear this song. I know what the holiday really means. It's time to spend with your friends and family. People should be friendly all year long, but I know what the holiday really means. I know what the holiday really means. You can celebrate the birth of the baby Jesus, but he wasn't born on Christmas. But everyone's too busy in the spring, so it was moved out of convenience. I know what the holiday really means. It's time to spend with your friends and family. People should be friendly all year long, but I know what the holiday really means. I know what the holiday really means. I know what the holiday really means. It's time to spend with your friends and family. People should be friendly all year long. Ooh, but I know what the holiday really means. Yeah, I know what the holiday really means. I know what the holiday really means. All right, there it goes. That was a while ago. That was 10, 12 years ago, 13 years ago. Erin on the drums, she used to do my hair, so she did a good job on my hair for that video for sure. Thinking about cutting my hair these days too, going back to that look, getting some contact lenses so I don't have to wear glasses anymore and stuff like that. But that's a little too much information for you guys. I'm just trying to keep things rolling here with the info. So it's interesting. We're like trying to figure out like what the holiday really means, right? Well, some of us are trying to figure out what the holiday some of us don't care. Some of us trying to get the camera angle right. I don't know what happened to my camera here, so there there it goes. That's better. With the Venmo sign over there. Thanks for tipping. I'll mention anybody who tipped in a minute here. But I was at my friend Kevin's last night and his family, and he has a big family. Big, huge family. They have a big, huge house. I'm talking huge house. It's huge. And there's a lot of people living there and a lot of dogs. I think they have 6 or 7 dogs. And we were there last night at the house eating dinner together. And Kevin's son had said, well, that's not going to happen until Wednesday. And Kevin's wife said, well, Wednesday's tomorrow. And Kevin's son said, what? No, it's not. And we all said, yeah, it is. And, and the days of the week is something we can all still agree on. You know, that is one thing everybody can still agree on. Like today is Wednesday. I don't think anybody's come up with a good argument as to why today is not Wednesday. Now we could say, why are we having these 7-day weeks? You know, why can't we have more days off every week? And why can't the weekend be like, why can't we reverse it and be like, we're working 2 days a week and are off 5? You know, why can't it be that way? So, but thank God we still have the days of the week we can agree on. There's some things like that in the world that we can all still agree on, and they're out there. You just have to look pretty hard. So Kevin's son, he had to admit that he was wrong, that he didn't realize today was Wednesday, and he was really gracious about it. I have a lot of respect for him for admitting that, yeah, today is Wednesday. So that was good for you, Max. Thanks, Max, for being such a good dude. Max is like 19, he's going on 20. And, I feel for these kids growing up in this world of confusion. And he's doing a good job, though. My sister just said, why? Why what, Michelle? Why? I'm going to go ahead and announce the people who've donated to the show now. Thanks a lot. If you haven't already, there's my tip jar sign right there. It's right there. I'm getting better at pointing to that. And then I got a phone call from Mitch. He should know. He's like my best friend, and he should know that every Wednesday I have a podcast from 4 to 5 p.m. Pacific time. He's in California. And I don't know why. He calls me during my podcast, which is that's rude. I'm going to tell him about that. He can't do that anymore. It's bad. It's really bad. So, let's see. And there's the tip links and stuff below. Please go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And let's look and see if anybody has graciously donated yet today. I hope so. Santa Claus. Good old Dennis Driscoll. We can always count on Dennis Driscoll. Thank you, Dennis, for your generous donation. And look at that. My big sister she gave a big donation. Thank you so much, Michelle and Zach. I look forward to meeting you, Zach, when the weather's not so cold out there. I don't come anywhere near Virginia this time of year. I have seasonal affective disorder so bad that I almost lost my mind one year when I was living there, so I don't bother. I have a hard enough time in Southern California this time of year, but so thanks, Michelle and Dennis, for the tips, and thanks anybody else who's going to tip later. Been getting some tips later on this thing. I guess I'll play one more song. We'll just end it, right? I don't have any real shows to announce. I'm playing at farmers markets this weekend. I'll be at La Mesa on Friday. Saturday I'll be at Poway, and Sunday I'll be at Hillcrest, all in the San Diego area. All of them farmers markets. And there's supposed to be some rain, so those might not happen, which means I won't get paid, and that would be bad. So hopefully pray for me to have some good weather so my gigs don't get canceled this weekend. That would be nice. And this is probably one of the more awkward episodes of this podcast, and that's okay. That's just the way it goes. And I'm having monitor problems again, which has been an ongoing issue, but I think I can hear myself. There it goes. All right. One more song. This song is called "Twas the Night Before Christmas." I really like this song. It's an old video that I made back when I first moved to San Diego. It was the first San Diego Christmas that I had. I made this video. Zach says, take some extra mushrooms and come on over. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not getting anywhere near. I can't move when I take those things, man. I got to be around a fire. Just staring at a fire. That's all I can do when I take mushrooms. Don't do mushrooms, kids, until you're really old. Because it can destroy your brain. So don't do mushrooms. You don't need it when you're a kid. Well, maybe you do, but not really. I think kids just need to be let free. I think that's what the problem is. I think they just need to be let into the world, make them make a living. As soon as they get uppity and stuff, just get them out of the house and make them make their own living. Go out and have some kids with a woman, at the age of 14, 15, whatever. Learn consequences early, Anyway, that's a really controversial take on the whole thing, but that's just me. I don't have kids, too, so that's easy for me to say, I guess. Thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks, Zach, for tuning in. My sister, Michelle, Cynthia, and I think Jess is still with us. My mom and dad. And who else came in today? Dennis Driscoll, of course, came in. Gary Reed was here. Thanks, Gary. Good old Gary Reed. Check him out. He's a musician as well. And I will see you guys next week, God willing. I'll do one more weekly podcast next week, and I guess I'll start going every other week because I think I'm annoying everybody. But I'm also just too busy to do this, to keep this up. This is a crazy pace. Now, if I was getting paid like a substantial amount more for these episodes, each episodes, which it actually might be later on, then I could make this a priority. But I gotta, that's the thing, people. You gotta prioritize your time. You gotta see where you're gonna focus your energy. And I've put a lot of energy into this podcast, and it's really fun. I love it. I really believe in what I'm doing, but it's just taking too much time I can't make any new recordings and finish my songs that I'm writing and stuff like that. So I gotta focus on that. Hopefully I will have an EP out for you at the very beginning of next year. The very beginning. I'm talking about like January 1st. Like I think it's actually going to be technically released on December 31st, and it'll be out on December 1st. Anyway, I'll leave you with this last song here. And thanks for tuning in. Be good to yourselves, everybody. If this if this time of year is hard for you and psychically and psychologically, no, you're not alone. It's tough, and especially we're in a Mercury retrograde right now. Jess, who was here earlier, I don't know if she's still here. Jess is an astrologer, and we talk about that a lot. How Mercury retrogrades right now are really intense. So it's an intense time, people. Take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And this song is called "Twas the Night Before Christmas." Somebody else. My sister says, "You've done a great job and we love you." Thanks, Michelle. I love you too. And you must be on mushrooms talking like that. Or maybe you had a couple drinks, some eggnog. That's good for you. I hope you have. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you have a good week, and I'll talk to you before New Year's.
Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, and the hope that St. Nicholas soon would be there. What to my wondering I should appear, a miniature sleigh with a tiny reindeer. Little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew right away that it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, each reindeer soon came, as he yelled on Dasher and each reindeer's name. Down to the rooftop each reindeer soon flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. Is down the chimney with a leap and a bound. He's covered in fur and his belly was round. And without a word he went straight to his work, filling the stockings, then he turned with a jerk. His little finger beside his nose, he gave off a nod and up the chimney he rose. But I heard him exclaim as he flew out of sight, Merry Christmas to all a good night. I heard him exclaim as he flew out of sight, Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night.